jumping right in, how does the Bible identify cheating?
So the Bible identifies cheating as two persons who are in a committed relationship. As measured by the state of the law of the land, that would be married. So you're in an intimate partner relationship and one person steps out of that relationship to have, whether it's an affair, some sort of sexual union with somebody else. It doesn't have to be actual sex because persons cheat in different ways. You know, people get emotionally attached, people, get into another person in a way that is supposed to be exclusive to the relationship.
What are your top 3 pieces of advice for those prone to infidelity?
I've been a therapist and a family counselor for over 17 years. Certainly, I would say don't create a void, because oftentimes we look at the party who's guilty, but there's a sense in which we have to also look at the other party. So don't create a void. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, that you're not supposed to defraud your spouse, mean not withhold yourself from your spouse otherwise. So that's right there is the foolproof way to avoid infidelity. So don't create a void. Be present, be active, be in the relationship in a sexual way, because marriage and sex go together and you can't have one without the other unless you're performing an articular motus, right? So don't create a void. And then perhaps to the party who is the one who will look out, I'd say don't yield. Temptation is a part of life. You're always going to see persons who are attractive. You're always going to be seeing something that you're enticed to. Don't yield, you understand? And that has to happen in the context of a relationship where persons are being other-centered and paying attention to each other and paying attention to the relationship itself, you understand? Because it has to be sustained. The relationship has to be sustained. So do what you need to do to sustain a relationship so that you are holding the attention of your partner. People are easily distracted. Men are distracted. They are visually aroused. You understand? Them just want to see a broad hip and small waist to walk past, and they go there with their eyes. So ensure that you create that kind of atmosphere in your relationship, that space where you are exclusive to each other and that your visual sexual attention is captivated. Like me, my husband and I just celebrate 43 years together, right? And I'm saying I have to ensure that I am the sight for sore eyes and not the cause of it. So I remain interesting in my relationship. My husband will never know what to expect. I expect until he's 99 that I will always be able to give him an epiphany. Where are you going, Safa?
May I forget the question when we want to ask next? Come like that.
We are created as women, to provide intrigue to our men all the days of their lives. Men sometimes can, you can figure them out a little bit. But women must always provide intrigue. So that is why we have to remain interesting. You're supposed to be able to hold the attention of the man for as long as he is your man.
What is your advice for people who are like, me always I get cheated upon, or me always end up a cheat?
It's either say the good's not good or something. But anyway, moving right along. That's why I have the Grow Your Marriage Academy, because a lot of persons fall in love with the idea of marriage, not understanding what marriage entails. And so I have to teach them what to expect. And so the premarital counseling is preparation, right? But there's a course that I teach called the MRI, it's a Marriage Readiness Intelligence, right? Where you are looking at yourself as a single person, embodying your singleness, because if you are 50% single and you're entering into a relationship with another 50% single person, then that is a hospital with 2 patients.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to be 100% yourself before you try to give yourself to somebody else. You have to love yourself first. The Bible says, love your neighbor as is what qualifies the statement.
What are some of the factors that increase the chances of having an affair while married, and how do we mitigate? Because I see that there's loads of broken marriages around here.
Right. So a relationship, first of all, is other-centered. So my husband is the full focus of my attention, and I'm expecting the same thing. I'm expecting him to pay attention to my needs and my wants and my desires, and I know him can't meet all of my needs because him is not God. But at least the needs that I have down here, so him support. I'm not pointing down. I just said down here, so right. So the needs that I have down here, so he must be able to meet those needs. You understand? And I will also aspire to meet his needs. When we meet each other's emotional needs, that's important. You understand? When I know what it is that he needs from me in the relationship, so expectations need to be discussed. When I know what he needs from me in the relationship, I can give it to him. And when he knows what I need, he can give it to me as well. And if we are seeking to meet each other's need in the relationship, then we really not have no time for nobody else. When I think about cooking, it's what my husband wants to eat. When I think of making love, it's what kind of position he wants. You understand? I know that if I can please him, I'll be properly pleased. If you need a degree, it's 4 years. You come here and you study for the degree. But yet still you want to get into a relationship and know nothing about a relationship. You're supposed to drive a car, you know something about the car. You understand? So we want to take the time to prepare ourselves for the other things of life, but not to prepare ourselves for marriage and relationship.
Bishop, with all due respect, 21st century, does monogamy still have and hold a space now?
Can I stand and let you look at me and say, and just call me monogamous? Because this is one woman holding one man for over 43 years. My husband has been able to satisfy me. I'm sure you can ask him the question, roast or KOTCH and QUINT, whatever. I can satisfy him all of his needs, the ones that he has for here. So yeah, monogamous relationships still exist and it is still working, irrespective of what is being said. This is a real world. It's not a perfect world. So you will have unfaithfulness, you know, and that's based on people's beliefs. It's also based on people's needs and wants and desires, because women, you know, for one thing, women don't hardly cheat for sex, as in just penetrative sex. You understand? Because that's not even nice, because sex is not even penis dependent anymore. You understand? So it's not even that we cheat for. We cheat because our emotional need. We want affection. We want to be loved more than anything else, and where we don't feel it, because we are created to be loved. I need love in order to survive, like how plants need water. So if I'm not getting it, I'm going to go search for it. And that is what Paul spoke about in 1 Corinthians. You know. He said, if you're not satisfied the need. So men want sex and men cheat for sex. Culture never teach them about sex, so they never understand that. For men, sex is a need. It's a real need like food. Because we have been hearing the way to a man's heart is stream stomach, so we just cook all for food give them. But the way to a man's heart is not always stream stomach. Man needs sex. So when you enter in a marriage, prepare for sex.
Enough more sex.
Whole heap of sex. So you must prepare your mind. So mentally you must prepare yourself. Emotionally you must prepare yourself. That if this now run in the relationship, then the man are going to run out. Because that's what Paul says, and Paul was very clear, and Paul himself was a single person. But he was very clear, that's why he says better to marry than to burn with lust. You understand? Because the Bible tells us that if you're not satisfying the need, then it's going to be a cause for unfaithfulness.
Pleasure.
All mine.
Thank you.